Good morning and welcome to Strange Days, a show where people are invited to call in and share their experiences with both the audience and the host. Our goal is to foster a sense of connection and understanding, allowing listeners to relate to the stories and feel less alone, promoting broader awareness of different perspectives, while the host is available to provide thoughtful feedback and support to each caller. My name is Mac, and I'm your host, a disabled, neurodivergent, cisgendered gay man, playing through games while waiting for an audience to form. If you want to call in or chat and need my full attention, I have no problem pausing the game, and if you're here for the gameplay or the vibes, that's cool. But without further delay, let's play. How's everyone doing this morning? It's early, it's cold, but that's cool. It's been a slow start today, and it's going to be a busy one for me. I have meetings, I have my coffee meet. It's another morning on the farm, apparently. Sorry, the ranch. Slimes everywhere. Chickies. Now, if I can remember what I was doing, because last night was late and I was doing stuff. I think it was in the Gray Labyrinth doing things. What those things were, I don't know. It's all very good questions. Probably trying to finish unlocking stuff. I don't remember. Well, I need fossils still, magma comb. Apparently I have plenty of royal jelly. So magma comb, I'm pretty sure is not in the labyrinth. Oh no, I was unlocking the door things. I still need the blueprints for the door utilities, because I don't think I have those unlocked yet. That's a silly way to say moving slimes around. I still don't know how to make these work. A defensive cannon that will automatically target tar and blast them with water. Oh. Good to know. I should probably construct some of those and auto-deploy them. Because I think I already have some. I have one. So yeah, I definitely need to start pre-constructing those and putting them out in the world, because then I can just not worry about TARs generating. Did not know that they auto-fired. I thought I had to use them. Let's look at the double cannon. Utilities. Oh, I can't actually see what it takes to construct them. I can just see what I have in inventory. Okay. Well, that's not great. It'd be great to see what the resources were required to construct them. Puddles, booms, deep brine, sand. So sand is the only thing different. Okay. Well, I have everything except for the actual world resources. So for the slime stuff, easy peasy. So I have puddles and boomies, although I don't know why my booms are not being collected for some reason. Because I got plenty of food. They're just, I guess, not eating? Oh no, I did collecting right before I logged off last night. So I'm gonna have to go collect veggies because I need to feed my fire slimes. Do I have... Oh, I do have another one. So just gonna go ahead and deploy that here for later. And I'm gonna need to craft one or two more because I would like to carry one around with me, and I'll need to deploy one. No, I'll probably need to deploy several more. What do those take to craft? Utilities. They're considered warp tech, oddly. Phosphor, jellystone, deep brine. Of course they require deep brine. Of course they do. And I don't have any phosphor slimes, so I'll need to get some of those. Let's see, upgrades. Do I need any of the hunters? Probably. So we'll go ahead and put 20 more of those in because I might need them for the next tier of the tank guard. I have a feeling, even though I don't have the tank liner for this tier. And then the booms I need for crafting the hydro turrets. So the rest of the hunter plorts I can sell. And then I need to go get the puddles. Oh, I need veg, that's right, because I need to feed the fire. Fire! And probably need to do some more feeding of everything anyway, but... Do. It's just the odd onions are so uncommon. I get so few out of this, it's frustrating. It almost feels like I have to dedicate an entire second plot just to get even a portion of what I should get. Actually, I don't even need the mint mangoes because, well, yeah, I'm gonna leave the mint mangoes because I can use that to take the pears to feed the twisters guys. Who eats the lettuce? I forget. Nope. Nope. Yeah, it was the rabbits, which I don't have, so that's fine. The hare plorts. The, they're not hare. What are they called? Is it hare? Cotton slimes. I don't know, I have a hard time remembering that one because, you know, cotton tail, but it just, I don't know, seems disjoint in my brain. I really should have subdivided the slimes on food types, but I guess it seems more sensible to me to subdivide them based on need, like light and dark, or just convenience. They're still fine. And then, who uses Q berries? Those are the phosphor. So technically, I don't have anybody who's using the Q berries, but the pen is already filled, so that's fine. And then off to the other area to go feed the rest of the slimes. I am probably gonna have to shift slime pens around again because I will need to create another dark space for phosphor slimes if I'm gonna pen them. Oh, I do have phosphors. Okay, never mind. They are the Q berries, right? That's what I said? Yeah, okay. Whoops. So I wasted a little bit, but that's all right. So I don't need to shift things around. And then I need to get some of these, because I need to put these into the inventory system. Crystal slimes. I need to go deposit these. Ooh, that's outside. Okay, so that's everything for now. I just need to go deposit things and sell things. I think I need to come back and clear the bat cage of plorts. Whoop. I'll need to come back for that too because I still need lots of that stuff. Over here. Oh, still stamina problems. I mean, if I hadn't gotten turned around, I probably wouldn't have had stamina problems, but still. Okay, so puddle plorts. Definitely need puddles. Deep brine. Honey oh, I'm gonna need to get honey slimes. Cotton slimes, tabby slimes. I do need those crystals, so that's unfortunate because I'm gonna probably have to create some more crop plots for odd onions to grow. Specifically. I don't really understand these. Allow you to remotely transfer resources between 2 points, but like, why? Market link. That lets me sell stuff. Refinery link. Phosphor plorts. Which I'm already working on. I don't need decorations, so I need to make a note. So I need cotton slimes, tabby slimes, honey slimes. Because I'm getting frustrated with forgetting all of the stuff, so now it's time to start writing it down. Deep brine. And that's to make super hydro turrets. Oh, I also need to make, that's right, I need to make more radiant projectors. So I also need, oh, I can actually make another one of these. Should I make another one? Should I make 4? Let's go ahead and make a 4th one just in case. Now let's see what I need. Ugh, I'm gonna need deep brine, boom plorts, hydro shower for panic button for dealing with large numbers of tar. I'm not gonna worry so much about that. What about the bounce pads, phosphor plorts? Oh, dulcet tone, commenting on your favorite boss line when I hear it. I'm not gonna worry about that now. Bounce pads requires phosphor. Ugh. Wild honey. I'm not gonna expend honey right now. So I need slime fossil. I'm not gonna write that down. Tank liner, storage cell, crystal plort, which I'm already crafting, or I have the slimes for. I just need to feed them. Golden plort. Okay, so that's kind of it. Oh, how many crystal plorts did I need? Oh, quite a lot. So feed those in. And then I can sell basically the rest of this. I wonder if, let me test that. I wonder if I can put these into the storage bins or if that's not a thing that's allowed. Oh, cool, I can. I did not know if I could do that. I wasn't sure if it was like actual resources or if plorts could go in. This box. Good to know. Which means it'll be easier to like rearrange my inventory boxes. Oh, another little gift. Thanks. That's nice. Decorations. Another gift. Okay, so let's go make sure everybody's fed. I need to go put down some more odd onion crop plots because I'm just not generating enough to feed the crystal slimes. And I feel like that's a problem. So let's go to the plots in the back and set up some more crops. Except that, gosh, there are just aren't that many plots back here. That is deeply unfortunate. Well, crud. I was hoping for a 2 side by side, but yeah. And since I probably won't be using well, all of these are going to be for crops, so I might as well just set them to be crops. But I don't know what I'm going to plant there yet, since I'm going to need the cherries at some point, and the duo thingies are the duo cherries are probably going to generate more funds for me than the cottons. Well, I'm going to need the cotton sooner than I'm going to need the thingy things, but that means that there's a ton of stuff that I don't know. Oh, there's another plot there, so whatever. I'll grow those now. And I can at least restock things with the crops that have grown. Of course I have a new message, because I just answered the last ones, so why wouldn't I have new messages already? Cabbages. And then, oh, it looks like that there. Or my heartbeat's full. Do I have heartbeats stored? I don't think I have heartbeats stored. Yes, I do. There they are. And they are full. Do I have Q-berries stored? Yes, I do. Okay, so these can all get put out. All the Q-berries needed to be put out anyway because the phosphors need more feed in their container because they certainly are low. Apparently they were low too. Right. So off we go. And then I still need to go down and collect off of the other side. Oh. Nope. No roosters. Too many babies. Because when the babies grow up, they make big bangs and send chickens flying. You're fine. Too many roosters. Okay. That's fine. You can have Rooster. All right, let's go check on the other pen. You're fine. You're fine. I kind of don't know what to do with my Yogis. Well, I mean, the Yogis, I guess, can live in a pen without a rooster, because as long as they're not making eggs, we're without worry. But it's if they're making eggs that it's problematic. Okay, so off we go. Now we gotta go check the cave system to go drop off these Q-berries with the phosphor slimes. And clear out the bat cage. Because again, they are almost full already. Nope, not you. Although, technically I can feed you these roosters because... yeah, why not? Good morning, Tiresome Fox. How are you today? I'm doing quite well, actually. Had a slow start to the morning. It's been pretty chill, actually. I like it when my days start off pretty calm. Oh, that's right. You go by Fox specifically. It's just the tires. Like I never realized. Like that's one of the things that I wish that Twitch had was like a /Nick function where people could just like. Their username is one thing, but their screen name was another. Oh, that sounds amazing. I love when, like, my tabletop sessions go, like, super late and it's tons of fun. Is it? Okay, I didn't know how you prefer to be referred to. I just remembered being on your stream and people referred to you as Fox. So I wasn't sure how you preferred to go by. Was your session fun? Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah, so the D&D campaign that I'm playing in, which is weird and semi-modern, was a Thanksgiving one-shot, but it has turned into a... Our DM keeps calling it a one-shot. Like, he keeps saying, we're gonna play a one-shot, but he keeps saying it's a continuation of the same one-shot. We'll be playing a fourth time of this one-shot later this month. Because we still haven't finished. It also doesn't help that we used to play Thursday nights, but I started streaming, and since I stream twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, Monday through Friday, we can't do Thursday evenings. So that's not convenient for them, but meh. So tell me about your game. Is it classic D&D? So I'm assuming sword and sorcery. What are you playing? Like what class? What race? What's your alignment? With stage fright? Oh, that has to be awkward. Are you kind of like the gnome who sits behind the curtain playing the lute so that everybody else can dance on the stage? You have stage fright. You just yap a lot. Again, nothing wrong with being a yapper. I mean, clearly you can tell that I yap a lot too. Hey, it's the best way to go about things. And I was serious the other day. Like, when I was on your stream, I was genuinely having a great time. Like, I was there, just like stumbled upon you, and I was like just having a great time. Like, I was smiling, genuinely just decompressing, having a fantastic time. I never understood why people tune into Twitch other than to like get drops. But just listening to you and listening to you talk and how you engage, it was just, yeah, no, I'm absolutely genuine. So that's one of the things that I struggle with. I don't understand why people are deceptive, and I really will 100% be authentic. So I don't, nothing is performative with me. And so I struggle with the idea of entertainment on here. So I just try my best to be what I'm trying to do and trying to be, and it's me all the time. And so I don't understand like why people tune in to Twitch sometimes. And so the idea of trying to engage with other streamers and trying to find streamers that I'm willing to raid or connect with, it's always hard for me to find people that I share values with, or that I'm willing to send any of my viewers to, that I have sort of that same I don't know, vibe. And your stream definitely, like, I feel like we have similar vibes. Like, you talk to your people like they're people. And even when, like, you're just chatting with people, you talk to them like they're people. Like, they're not just, it didn't seem like you were talking to them for, like, you're putting on a show, like you're entertaining them. You're talking to them like they're humans. And that was really something that I vibed with. And that's something I look for a lot. And so that's why I was like, oh, like I had a hard time, like, oh, I like, oh, I gotta go. Like, I had to step away to go eat dinner, and like, and then I was like, I came back, and like, it was a good time. Like, I really enjoyed my time watching. Yeah, I found some. It's hard to do, to filter through, because there's so many people who stream, and I feel like it's also hard for me because I'm really new to it. I'm also new to social media in general. I mean, that's not entirely true. It's a little hyperbolic. Like, I've been on Facebook for years and years and years. I'm just not very good with it. But I'm new to sort of the social media landscape in its current shape. One of my viewers that I met sort of early on is helping me to acclimate to the way social media is now. So like, I've only been on TikTok for like I think a month. And I'm learning how to wield TikTok, and I like TikTok, Instagram. What's the other one? I'm so bad at this. But TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, like trying to network and make this happen, because I'm not doing all of this. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. That's kind of how, so when I'm not streaming and I'm not job hunting, I've been taking time to just surf Twitch and look around to see who's on. But because of the sheer volume of the streams, I've been narrowing the field to LGBT plus communities. Like, that's sort of my narrow field. Really? I found TikTok to be fairly warm and welcoming for the most part. Granted, I'm not looking there to network on TikTok yet. I post things on there to sort of advertise. But Twitch is my main platform to stream. I also stream on YouTube. But I guess primarily it's because it's archival. Everything gets stored on YouTube long term. But my intention is to multi-stream as far and wide for the purpose of the show. Just because I want to reach a broad of audience as possible, because my intent is that I feel like people are having a hard time right now, and I feel that having the greatest reach for people to be able to call it or reach in to talk to someone is the importance. It's not like the critical component for me is that people are having a hard time. We're living in a difficult time right now, and them having someone to talk to is what matters. It's not about me. I'm just the person facilitating a line of communication for people to have someone to reach out to. I've even expressed that the idea of the show is what is important, not me as the person. Like, I know people sometimes get really protective of the idea of their like shtick, of their secret sauce, so to speak. And I've even expressed that if someone tries to like copy my stream's idea, I'm not going to get jealous, because sort of like if someone tries to copy what I'm doing here, which is a call-in show for people to have like a friend or someone to vent to or someone to help talk to or social support or advice, that I'm not going to be upset, even if they blow up and they get really popular because they did something just a little bit different. Like, I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep doing it because it's what I want to do. I want to help people, but it's about the people being helped. Oh yeah, no, of course. But it's also helpful to me in the long run, because I want to help people. But it's also the idea that people on here are gamers and streamers, and so they all have that sort of similar thing in common, and each one is different in their own way. So right now, I think I'm the only one with the intention of being sort of a call-in show where people can call in and talk about their relationships or their day, or like that's the intended purpose. Like in the grand scheme, if I have enough callers, I'm going to pivot from not having gameplay. Like my intention is to not have like the gameplay on here. Originally, when I started, I didn't have any games on here. It was just me staring at the camera, rambling and waiting for someone to call in. Because like that's not the point. It's about trying to help people and talking to people. So like that was the original premise. The gameplay is more just something for me to talk about and talk through while I wait for people. So if that happens, that's what happens. But I'm willing to be flexible. And if the show evolves, it evolves. But that's also how I got the name, because we are living in strange days. And wait. They are. It's weird. I struggled with picking a name because I have like my own Twitch like user account, and I didn't want to like use that exactly. And then I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to create a new one, I need to create like social media accounts for it. But it's also this era where like all the good names are taken. So I did some looking up, and apparently there's websites where you can like type in a name and check a bunch of social media services to see if a username is available. And it was problematic. I had to do a bunch of like thinking on finding names and stuff for picking a name. And so Strange Days Show is what I ended up having to go with, because I just wanted Strange Days, but apparently that was taken. It really is. And it shouldn't be so hard. It shouldn't be so hard, but it really is. It's also why, like, when TikTok had the little hiccup a couple weeks ago and people were all like, oh, we're all gonna go over to this other platform, I was like, I gotta get over there. I gotta get over there. I need to go register my name. Because like even if I'm not going to go use it, I need to make sure that like the name's registered. Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, especially when people like there are bots that go and register like dictionary attacks for registering names. They just bind different dictionary words together and pre-register names. And I don't understand why services don't have settings in there. So like, you know how Discord has usernames, and then they had, or previously Discord used to do it like username, pound, and then like a series of numbers, so that the username wasn't entirely bound to just the name, so that they could potentially have multiple people with the same username. But the reason why I bring it up is that you could unbind the name. So like the username can only be active by one person at a time, but the account is the numbers. So like you could be Tiresome Fox right now, and only you can be Tiresome Fox right now. But if your account goes inactive for say a year and you don't log in for a whole year, they can detach Tiresome Fox, the username, but your account is still there. And then they can release the username into the pool and someone else can register it. And if you come back, they can say, hey, you were inactive for a year, your username is no longer available, but all of your stuff is still here. You need to pick a new username. So that you don't lose anything other than your username. So you coming back now have to pick a new username because you were inactive for a year. And I think that that's fair. If you didn't use your account for a year, you lost your username, but nothing else. I think that that's fairly reasonable. I mean, like, but sure, but if you didn't use your account, so like if you walked away from Steam for a whole year or Discord for a whole year and you didn't use that service for a year because you never logged in for an entire year. Now, I'm not talking like if you, so Shark Obsessed Person 69. But see, like that's a way that they could free it up. So like if I wanted to, like it's sort of like if you never logged, so that's not saying you never logged into, so like tangentially related. So that's not saying you never played and like, your Twitch account is Twitch, but that's not saying, so thinking here, how would I connect this? So Discord, if you used Discord to connect to one of the connected services in Discord, as long as you connected to it, that's fine. Your account stays fresh. So if you use Twitch to log into something, then your account stays fresh. So it's not like you have to constantly be using it, but you just have to be connected. Like if you used, for example, you didn't check your Gmail at all in the last year, but you used your Gmail account to log into something else. Sort of how you can use your Gmail to log into a different service. Like that keeps it fresh. But it's the idea that you can potentially lose your username so that it goes back into the pool and becomes available for other people. It's just a way to sort of make it so that we're not constantly like having to add like a series of numbers or having to do underscores and dashes, and just it makes it so that these bot accounts can't just constantly hold these usernames hostage. It's also the same way that I feel that domain names shouldn't be held hostage, because they're just constantly keeping these things captive and then retaining them and then being like, oh, you have to pay us $500 or $1,000 if you want this name. And I feel like it's just ridiculous because they're setting up these scripts to make people pay for stuff. It's just crazy. I would have faith, but it just feels like it's already been so long already and we're still waiting for them to like fix it. It's you're not dumb. And you are a positive person. It's hopefulness. I feel like I'm just jaded. I feel like I've watched a lot of bad things happen in rapid succession that have just jaded me a bit. And it's also probably where I'm located, because I've seen some pretty bad things happen, and I'm not even talking recently. I've seen stuff happen that just shocks me in how they just let stuff kind of go by. Like net neutrality was, they let net neutrality sunset, and I was just like, how and why would they let that happen? It's just absurd to me. But I'm not gonna go into the weeds and into like tech stuff, because I can go in depth into tech things, and I can get on a soapbox, and I shouldn't do that. We should go back into fun things like D&D and role-playing games. Oh, so when I was on your stream, we were talking about LARPs. So, it's much easier. So it's much easier. It's much easier to, in this direction, it's much easier to talk about that. So what I was saying is I used to LARP in Vampire the Masquerade, which is based in the world of darkness. And I've been playing that since high school. And it's not super popular these days, or at least it kind of waned in popularity. And I belong to an organization that was originally known as the Camarilla. And the Camarilla was a global organization that was fan-run, then was taken over by the company that made the game, called White Wolf. Then White Wolf was purchased by a company called CCP. Then CCP was purchased by another company, and then the company gave the organization that was running the global role-playing game, the organization, back to the fans. And when all of this shuffle happened, it sort of started to kind of degrade, from what I understand. When all of this happened, I had sort of taken a step away because I went to grad school. So the reason why I love LARPing is it involves a great deal of costuming. And that is my favorite part. Now, I don't love sword and sorcery as much because I just have a harder time getting into sword and sorcery. So I love magic, which is why I like modern fantasy. Oh no, that's no problem. I just it's harder to sort of explain some of these things in chat. It's also more difficult to like send pictures, because I was about to pull up some pics. Because I have pictures of me in some costumes. Yeah. So they're older, so I'm not quite nearly as graybeard, but I have to go dig them out of my archive of stuff, though. So bear with me while I go do that. Nope, that's the art archive. I need to buy real life pictures. We'll go to ICC and see what I got in here. So the costumes are not like always like handmade per se, but they are usually like assembled. Some people do hand make things, but what I'm going to do is let me first I need to verify that there is nothing untoward or inappropriate in this file folder of stuff. Oh, this is actually not a great folder of stuff. There is actually just some aesthetic pictures in here because I'm looking through pictures from a convention I went to. But apparently I didn't take very many pictures from the said convention. Let's check Siri. Okay, this is a better set of pics. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. Move my ghost chat, and then I will see about add window capture. No, it's fine. We'll just leave it that, and then we're gonna do image glass. Okay, so that is clearly not me. So that is a friend of mine. That is one of his characters. That is me. So interestingly enough, if you look behind me, you can see that bracer right there on the book on the shelf. So that is me dressed as the King of Autumn for the freehold of Cocoa Beach. I am a changeling. So I am a fae. I still have that crown. That's me as one of the vampires that I played. That's one of my friends. She was the prince of the city that I lived in. This is at the Southeastern Regional event. That's the same character I'm playing there. That's the same character you saw me with the crown. And so this is at a convention that was held at a hotel. And this is when they do conventions, they bring the convention usually funds decorations. And so this is a smaller convention. This is a regional one. And so this is some of the decorations that they did. And then there was a photographer there who did some sepia tone images for us. Let me see if I can find so I have some pictures that I did for one of my better characters that I was looking for to show you, but there it is, Miami trip. Is after the zoo. but it's about the costumery really for me, but it's also about exploring like it's also about like exploring character types. It's about exploring yourself as a person, picking different aspects of who you are, or things about who you are, or like, I don't know how to like really put that into context, but like, it's a safe space to explore facets that you wouldn't normally have an opportunity to explore. Because as long as you remember that it's a game and that you don't really have to fear the loss, you can and so you can like push the boundaries and not really fear the repercussions of failed social interactions. Gosh, what year was it? It was there it is, LARP Zoo. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so here's another character. Yeah, no, so I used to do what I used to call stand-up sit-down roleplay, where people used to like, we'd play like tabletop role-playing games, but people would actually get up to like animate their like character actions. They'd get really into it. So this is a couple years in the future from the previous characters I was showing you. This is one of my more involved costumes. I made this hoodie. It was a black hoodie that I bought at Walmart that I modified. And then I'm wearing eyeliner with some costume special effects makeup to create a scar. Oh, I don't have a picture of the back of this hoodie. So you can sort of see it along the, you can't really see it because of probably the size of it, but along the back of the, along the shoulder there, you can see that little bit of gray. That like gray line across by the back of the hood. There's a little gray like piece of paracord, but there's like a Y shape, sort of like a flux capacitor shape of paracord that runs along the back of the hoodie that runs on a ring. And then there's the tiger stripe fabric that runs along the back of the hood because this vampire shapeshifts into a tiger. He was feral. But yeah, so the game is Vampire the Masquerade, and the whole premise is that it's a political system. So unlike in Dungeons and Dragons, where you're basically all adventurers and you're going on these adventures to go kill things, in Vampire the Masquerade, it's not about like it's not typically about beating and pummeling things. It's frequently more about it's more about political machinations. It's about jockeying for power. There are battles, there is fighting, but it's more often about getting one over on people. So combat is not typically dealt with in things in the ways that you would normally expect. Videos that you see online, I'm sure you've seen like the video of the lightning bolt scene, which is often made fun of online, where the kid's throwing beanbags at people, or boffer swords. That's not how combat is dealt with in these games. Depending on which version of the World of Darkness you're playing in, you're either dealing in rock, paper, scissors, or numbers. Numbers that are dealt with in playing cards, or what they call fingers. There's different ways of handling it. It's declarative combat. You describe the scene. That's how the scene plays out. Nobody actually throws hands in physical ways. It's all descriptive, and then you respond to the action as if that's what actually happened. There are rules, there are mechanics that things happen. But the way the story is handled is much different than it's dealt in D&D, and I find it more thorough because D&D doesn't deal with downtime. A lot of D&D is handled in now time, and it's something that I feel that a lot of DMs lack. So in the World of Darkness, time is real, in that it's real time. So you go to a game, and that game is real time. So you go to a party, and that party is where you are, typically. If you go to someone's house, you are likely at a house, or you are at a makeshift location that is representative of that place. So like sometimes you would go to a library, or someone has a business that you're borrowing for the evening because they own the place and that's where the game is being held, and you're pretending that it's someplace else, a nightclub for the night, and that nightclub is having a party for the vampires to gather, and the prince, who is the city's power for the night, vampire princes are the lord of the city, and they are the highest power of the city. They run the city, and the prince has called the vampires of the city together for whatever reason. So the vampires all gather. The prince has some event that he's throwing, and that's why they're all here tonight. That's why they've gathered. The prince is talking, everybody's listening, blah, 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 blah. The prince says something, someone in the city stands up, says something in disagreement. The prince doesn't like what they have to say. You know, that's what's happening. And that's why everybody's there. That's happening in real time as time progresses. Everybody disperses. The next event that happens where everybody gathers happens in real time. So the time between those events is time where things can happen. That's real time. So in the time between, players can contact the storyteller, or the DM in this case, as you might be familiar, and submit actions that their characters are taking in the intervening time. In D&D, that's not something that is usually considered, because DMs don't have that, like they don't consider those times, because everything happens continuously all the time. So like if a wizard wants to create a magical item, when do they have time? DMs never have time for them to do that, unless they just stop playing in the game. I mean, not to mention the fact that I don't know about the newer versions of D&D, but it always cost experience to craft magical items. And I always thought that was insane. Sorry, speaking of yapping, I totally just went on like a forever long rant, and I'm very sorry. I can... if I can find it. So the current name, if you're interested in the World of Darkness stuff, the current name of the organization is the Modern Enigma Society. The organization, if I recall, still has connections on a global scale. I don't know if the Modern Enigma Society technically is still global. That might just be the United States branch. Because I know that the UK fractured off from the Camarilla when the CCP took control. I believe it was the UK that branched off. But absolutely, I could just drop the link in chat for you. But if you're interested, you can absolutely reach out to them, and they will be able to put you into contact most likely with whatever organization would be able to at least facilitate you with the global group, or whomever would be able to put you in the direction of the global groups. But at the very worst, I can do some research on my own to find out for you as well. I would certainly be looking into it. I looked into the local groups in my area, but the closest one is like a 2-hour drive, and the majority of them play at night, and 2-hour drive to play until 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then a 2-hour drive home puts it very late. And so that is not a feasible travel for me. I was hoping for something that I could take the local metro and then come home, but that is not an option for me, apparently. So it is not something I'll be doing anytime soon, sadly. They do offer online games, though. So like if you wanted to do online, that's a thing, but that sort of takes it out of the running if you're looking for costuming stuff, which is sad. But I've even thought about doing some costumery stuff for stream, because I still have some of my costume things. Like I have one of my wizard robes, because I have one of my mages used to wear like this bright blue. It was sold as a cigar jacket, but it was like this really ostentatious jacket that he used to wear. He was the subgroup he belonged to was called the Thrice Great. Yeah, magic is a lot, but it's not as hard. Like, magic's general rules are not too difficult. Honestly, I mean, unless they've made some major changes, they're pretty easy to pick up. I mean, you place land, you tap land to play the cards. You could probably make a cheat sheet. Yeah, So... Huh. Oh, wow. Yeah, I used to play this was years ago. I don't even know if it still exists, and I don't even remember the name of the program, but there used to be this program that I could play that was totally not a legit thing, where you could play online with whatever cards you wanted. You could have access to every Magic the Gathering card in existence, make your deck however you wanted, and you could play online against people. And it was the Wild West. It was crazy. But at one point, I used to play Magic the Gathering a lot. And then the typical high school thing happened where my cards got stolen, and I just washed my hands of it at that point. I tried getting back into it. I bought the Unglued and Unhinged sets because I love the cards. They are the best. I think they are hilarious. And then when I went to go play, I went to go play at a comic shop, like a comic book shop with just random people. And when they saw that I was playing with Unglued, they were like, "You can't play with those." I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "You just can't play with those." And I was like, "Okay." I packed up my things and left, and then I never played again. So I don't play Magic to win. I play because I like the art and I like the silly mechanics sometimes. I've genuinely... Like, what about some of the cards? Do you what about what cards do you struggle with? I mean, sometimes I struggle with them, but that's just because I don't know. I think I struggle because it's just compressed information. Is it perchance the lingo that they're using? Because some of the language is odd. So there is that. So like when it says tap this, like, do you tap it? Like, what does that mean? But no, like that's one of those things that if it's not explained to you and you don't have the manual, you just don't know. There's no way to kind of understand or know that information. If no one's told you that tapping is different than tapping, like how do you know that that's what they're meaning? There's no implied or explained information to distinguish the difference. Like, there's no way to really know what they mean by that. And I feel like that's inherent in the understanding of it. But there's other facets to it as well. there's also the distinction that they keep releasing new abilities or facets that are unique to different expansions, like anchoring and walking and gosh, I can't even remember some of them, that are abilities, but they don't always like include the different features in new manuals that they release. And if they don't explain them, people won't know. And I feel like it's not necessarily clear to newcomers. And it's part of why I find that they continuously do the like exclusion where they're like, well, this isn't tournament legal anymore. And I'm like, it's mostly because you just don't want to deal with having people, have to know what that is. And it's just, I don't know. If you didn't want to deal with it, then why did you make it? But it is a great game. The art is fantastic. It's one of the biggest reasons why I think the game still thrives. Oh, yeah. I mean, try not to be too anxious. The people are usually pretty chill. If you made a mistake typing, I didn't notice. So, no worries. Yeah, so like usually the people are pretty chill. I wouldn't stress it too terribly much. If you're not playing in a tournament, I doubt they're gonna care. If you are playing in a tournament, they'll probably still like just don't stress it. Like I will give you the word. I will say the phrase that I say often, as my mentor has said to me, and my mentor is one of the literal smartest people I know. Words are hard. Who isn't? Like, we're all stressed, but words are hard. Just so don't beat yourself up. It's no biggie. So yeah, like, it's not a big deal. Don't stress about it. Words are hard. There are, but they're about to have anxiety, so don't even. Well, now they're definitely gonna have anxiety. They're gonna be so worried about stepping on a Lego now. But yeah, no, like it's not a big deal. Like, oh. I mean, I get so jealous when people have like emojis that I don't. Because that one's cute. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. I technically can access it, but I haven't opened it yet. Because it potentially could disrupt things. I can't yet. I'm on unemployment, and if I gain income from it, it will disrupt my unemployment right now. And yeah, so otherwise I would have. I even looked to see if I could access affiliate without gaining any of the ad revenue. But no, you have to accept the ad revenue in order to be affiliate. And I was like, ugh, fine. So I have to wait until after my unemployment runs out. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But it is what it is. But it's fine. As I said before, I wasn't even thinking, because I've been trying to make sure I do my research and due diligence to make sure I'm not doing anything untoward. Like, I even found out recently that originally I had my chat integrated, and I found out recently that that's apparently a big no-no, so I fixed that. Because I didn't realize that even non-affiliates are not allowed to do that. So, like, no one's supposed to be doing that. I was unaware of that because I thought that, because like the information you can Google is still sort of out of date to a certain degree. Which is somewhat problematic. Oh, heavens, neither am I, but the only reason I found out is because I switched from Streamlabs to Stream Elements, and I was like, oh, well, I mean, I wasn't even trying to integrate it for my in-stream chat. I was trying to integrate it so that I could see it for myself, so that I could monitor my chat. Because I simulcast. And while I was doing that is how I learned that it's the standard terms of service for Twitch is that you can't put, like, you can simulcast, but you cannot put your chat on screen integrated. And I was like, whoops, better get that fixed. Now, it doesn't say anything about putting both chats up there. It just says that it can't be integrated. So I would still have to go through the terms of service with a fine-tooth comb to ensure things are appropriate, but that's just what my quick deduction was. Mostly, I just wanted to be able to see my YouTube chat so that I could make sure nothing untoward happens in there, because I don't really have people who show up on YouTube. I just have it so that I can archive. Twitch is still my primary, this is where I do stuff. Mostly because, YouTube doesn't friendly for us, I guess. I don't know. Oh yeah, my mod, I don't know, he has some sort of psychic ability. when my YouTube channel blew up, he just like logged in and was there, and he was like on it. Because at that time my chat was integrated, and he logged into Twitch, saw it blowing up like 5-10 minutes after I was already starting to deal with it. He hopped onto YouTube and was like already starting to try and help things, and like he's amazing. Yes, absolutely. Mods are the best. They are the unsung heroes that honestly deserve all the singing. Oh, man. I always get away. In fact, because of like the work and the dedication, I mean, so does my mod. My mod pokes fun at me all the time, and I just take it with the good ribbing that it is. Al's constantly pokes fun at me because he's 19, and he is my liaison to the social media and figuring out how to do things that I have procrastinated on doing because I honestly hate social media. Because I just think algorithms are the worst. Although I have learned to appreciate TikTok's algorithm. But Al's is good fun, and he pokes fun at me for like my age and just being kind of like stuck, I guess, and unwilling to sometimes to, you know, change. But I do change, like, you know. He just, it's good-natured fun and poking at me. But I take it in stride. Yeah, they're there for like, they're good for the moderation, but they're also good for like knowing you, knowing what you're willing to put up with, and, you know, entertainment. Are they really your mods? I mean, that is a good question. It's their job to make sure they keep you in check while they keep the viewers in check. The chatters, not the viewers, I suppose. Al's is one of the, like, I honestly, and I hope he's not listening, because I don't know how well he'd handle the compliments, but Al's is one of the good ones. Like, I don't know how well I'd be doing as a streamer. Like, I don't know how well I would have progressed without him. Because, like, I started all of this on a whim, thinking of just doing good things. And I took some advice from a random gamer friend. But Al's has really just stepped up my game by giving me solid advice. Because he has been more into social media, more into Twitch, more into recommending like people to raid, just giving me solid advice the entire way. And honestly, he's been a fantastic friend. Solid friend. Like, people constantly are like, oh, be careful of parasocial relationships, you know, they're, you know, viewers, you know, make sure to, like, no. Al's like solid dude. Like, he's just a great guy. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things, like, he's in the UK, completely different time zone. Like, if I find myself across the pond, like, definitely gonna look him up and be like, hey, I owe you a beer. At the very minimum. He's such a good guy. He's just such an all-around great guy. And I enjoy his company. So, and it's so awkward because, like, the age difference is a thing, but, like, we get along on so many different fronts, and it's just a good time. And it's also awkward because I struggle to, like, figure out how to make friends. Not like I have problems making friends, but just, like, I don't know how to make adult friends. Like, I don't know where to go, what to do. Because as a younger person, like, we had places to go and things to do, and we hung out and did stuff. But as an adult, like, because I was in school, I don't know where to go and make friends. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm finding. Like, it's weird. When I was younger, I used to hang out in chat rooms, and I made some great friends. But that's not really a thing we do anymore. But I'm finding that, like, maybe this is what that is now. And I'm thinking that might be the case because I'm seeing that is how some of the social media landscapes work. Because I'm seeing, like, on TikTok, some of the influencers, like, that's how they sort of interact with each other. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, you're the first person that I've interacted with in this way. Well, I don't know how Discord's going to work after this month because of the changes coming and how everybody's reacting to it. So we'll see how that happens. Because everybody is very much up in arms about it. So I don't know if that's going to be dumpster fire and everybody's going to jump ship or what. Oh, what is, how's Europe's position on it? Like, is Europe going to push back, or is Europe just going to be like, okay? Because that's a good question with the GDPR. It's not even in here. See, that's kind of my, like, concern about it, is, like, there are certain I mean, that's fair. Yeah, that is a fair statement. Both are fair. If you want to change topics, I'm perfectly okay with that too. So in Magic, do you have a favorite color to play? No, that's fine. As I said, this isn't about me. Not yet. Not yet. So, as I was saying when I was on your stream, I am an artifact nerd, or I used to be. I can't speak for currently. So I love the artifacts. I used to just make these decks that were like designed to just do things with artifacts. Because I thought they were the neatest things. Just the idea that there were these trinkets that did stuff. I don't know why. I've always been obsessed with objects. Even as a child, the TV shows that I used to watch, I always wanted the toys. Not like the action figures exactly, but the toys, the things. So I don't know how old you are, not that it's relevant, but I used to be obsessed with Power Rangers when I was a kid. And so, yes, I got like the action figures and stuff, but I always wanted the props, like the swords and stuff. Huh? Oh. Oh, no, it was more just like, I don't... No, it's... It was more that I was saying that age. So... The show, so when I say it like that, it's that the show is not about me. I'm aware that I matter. So the Strange Days show, the stream, is not about me. It's not for me. It's for the viewers. It's for people to come here and talk. If there's no one here, I'll talk about whatever I'm doing or whatever is on my mind. But if you're here, it's so that you can talk. So we'll talk about whatever you'd like to discuss. So if you're unfamiliar about something and you would rather talk about something else, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. It's about you having a place to have a conversation. If you want to talk about something that you're unfamiliar about, or you're interested in something that has been mentioned, we can talk about that. This is a place for viewers to come and have a conversation. I'm here for people to come to talk. Sure. I mean, I can do that too, but it's more that I want to make sure that it's something that you want to have a conversation about. But it's about what you want to do. It's about the conversation you want to have. As for girly, my pronouns are basically open. My I understand that the terminology preferred pronouns are preferred pronoun is not generally acceptable, but I'm kind of open, like whatever. My preferred pronouns are he, they. Like I understand that they is an acceptable pronoun. I prefer masculine pronouns, but I just respond to kind of whatever anymore. I don't care. I will accept he, she, they. I'm gay. I've been in bars where I've been called girl. I've been called bitch. I've been called whatever. So I've also been called you. So like whatever. I'm fine with it. It's whatever. It's fine. So I'm fine with whatever. As long as the conversation doesn't feel like a trap. Oh no, oh, it's gone. Nope. Oh, it got changed. It was one of the other ones, but that's fine. I could use Jellystone, I guess. Okay, so it's honestly, it's just a substitution for like any other word. I want, it's what I so yeah, like that's the weird thing, but some people still take it offensively, and I didn't realize that. Oh no, it shouldn't. But I don't know because I recently added what is it? Stream elements. But I don't know how strict they are, so I didn't configure them, so I don't know. But appreciate. I'll have to look into that because I didn't configure them. But yeah, the Twitch sensors shouldn't be enabled. I haven't quite finished futzing with everything because I don't. So I got trolls in my YouTube that went bananas and horrific. And it was really bad. So I don't know. I don't know if Stream Elements has like really? Oh, that's can't. Anyone who does that, like that whole. People who do that, like, why? That erasure. Just why would people do that? I mean, after everything that we fought for and everything that we've been through, why? Why would we do that? Yeah, it looks like the filters are off, so it shouldn't have like done anything. So that's always good. Yeah, right? Like, who would have picked that? That's always my favorite. Like it's a choice. You know, that thing that they always tried to tell any of the LGBT people. Oh, why would you choose that? Oh, because, you know, I wanted to feel special. I wanted to struggle my whole life to feel, you know, so unique and beautiful. Right. I just... Like, it's not hard enough. So I'm also going to ask the question, like, how old is that person? Because if they're on either end of the distribution, oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but that my brain made it sound silly. See, that's not acceptable then. They should know better. Yeah, but it was defensive, wasn't it? It was meant to be diffusion. Oh, that's going to be difficult because I don't know if I can turn that off, but... Well, yes, that does matter. It does. It's important to know that no matter what, you deserve happiness just like everyone does. It's unfortunate that they treat you that way, and they shouldn't treat you that way. See, that's why, like, see, I try to, but I also struggle with I don't know. When I poke fun at myself and other people see it, sometimes they, I guess, misinterpret it as I guess hostility. Because sometimes the things that I say sound, I guess, maybe I don't want to say aggressive, but flippant. And that might, I don't know. Like, I try to diffuse things as, like, maybe not as big of a deal, and then... So, here's an example. So, a couple of years ago, I woke up with hearing loss on one side. Like, I woke up and I went to go watch TV, and I realized that when I laid down, I couldn't hear the TV at all. And I was like, well, that's odd. And I sat up and I could hear the TV. Can't hear the TV. Hear the TV. Can't hear the TV. Hear the TV. Well, that's odd. And so April 1st, I got the lovely prank of hearing loss. So I went to the doctor, and they sent me to a neurologist, and the neurologist sent me for an MRI, and then they sent me to an ENT. The ENT sent me to a hearing specialist. And so it turns out I had a brain tumor on my auditory nerve. And so I had to go and get just a teeny tiny little bit of brain surgery. You know, nothing much. Just a little bit of brain surgery. Just the cutest little amount. And so that little bit of humor tends to, like, make it sound like I'm being flippant. And, like, I guess that makes it sound like I'm being... I don't know. Like, people tend to be like, wait, what? And, like, I'm like... At this point, it was already almost a year ago. And when people find out, like, people learn of it in my life, they're just like, what? And I'm just like, I didn't tell everybody because, like, how do you tell people this? Because I didn't tell everyone because, like, they would freak out. And it's like, yeah, I had brain surgery, but, like, how do you tell people without them freaking out and making a big deal about it? Because, like, it's already hard enough to deal with that I don't want everybody all up in my Kool-Aid. And I don't live near a lot of the people that are, like, you know... So, yeah. But see... And that's sort of the difficulty that I had. And I'm just like, I don't... I don't know what to do with this. And so that's how I dealt with it. And it was hard. It was difficult. Like, I don't... And so I just deal with it the best I can. There are just some situations that are awkward. Yeah, I tell it in this sort of silly way to marginalize it, but also because, like, it's done, it's over, like, I've moved on. Mostly because, like, I don't, like, I'm permanently deaf in one side. It sucks. I can't really do anything about it. There will never be anything I can do about it anymore because they took out all of my hearing parts except for my cochlea. I have a cochlear implant now. It is what it is. I have balance problems now, so whee! But you know, it's just what it is. Like, it's over. Like, the time to try and make decisions and changes has passed. But see, like, that's not even the thing. Like, the real reason that I tell it the way I do is because telling it any other way invites pity. It invites sympathy. It almost sounds like I'm looking for sympathy, and I'm not. It's more just like, here are the facts. I woke up one day with hearing loss. I went and found out I had a brain tumor. I had to have surgery. I am now deaf in half my head. I have balance troubles. The end. I'm not looking for handouts. I'm not looking for problems. I'm not looking for sympathy. Yes, it sucked. This is the outcome. That's how it is. I'm not, like, so even when I tell it on stream, I sometimes have difficulties figuring out the right way to explain it because I'm not looking for people to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not looking for the I'm so sorries because that's not what I'm telling it. I'm telling it to help people understand that, like, because it's not about, I'm not looking for people to feel, I mean, sympathy, I guess, is fine, but it's not like I'm trying to win a vote. I'm not looking for people to give me sympathy follows, sympathy votes, sympathy donates. Like, I'm not looking for any of that. That's not why I'm trying to explain anything. If anything, it's to connect with people. So anyone who is telling me about a situation that they're in, I want them to understand that I'm connecting with them. It's a rapport connection, not to make people feel sympathy for me. It's me trying to connect with someone. Because again, I'm not trying to make it about me. This effort is not about me. I want to help people because I realize that I'm struggling and I'm expecting other people are also. And if I'm struggling, I think that it would be helpful for other people to have someone to talk to. Because I'm grateful to have a therapist who's willing to take me on pro bono, and having someone to talk to. Sometimes our sessions are just us talking about what's going on in our lives, like just casual, like friends. And having someone like that is really helpful. So I thought, well, what if other people had someone like that they could just talk to? And so I don't want to try and make the focus be me. So when I tell these things, it's about rapport, about making that connection to help people realize that I might be able to help them realize that I can understand, or at least that I can relate. And so I'm not trying to draw the attention away or to make people think that it's about me. And I guess that's more what I'm trying to say. I also tend to associate sympathy with, like, I don't know. I guess I have a negative association with the idea of sympathy. I guess that it's one thing if I were to tell the story, it's another that if it keeps coming up. And it's certainly not the first time I've told it. And yeah, it's also something recent for me, but I just don't want it to be, I guess, I don't know, the thing that I'm known for? I don't know. I just don't want it to be the thing I talk about all the time. I just worry that, and this is my problem, is I hyper-focus and worry on something being an issue. Yeah, I just... It's even a problem, like, when I'm applying for jobs. Like, I worry about it because now I'm, like, I've always had to disclose that I have a disability because I've always had migraines. I have ADHD, and, like, I have no formal diagnosis of any type of autism spectrum, but I'm fairly certain that there's something going on there. But I've always had, you know, some level of disclosure with that. But now I have half deafness to disclose. And so I now have to completely disclose it, and I have to be clear about the accommodations for half hearing loss. And not that that's problematic, it's just that before I had, like, oh, I could, you know, not have to worry about saying anything about it. But now I absolutely have to be clear that I have hearing aids. I mean, I have a cochlear implant. I have literal metal in my head. It's just, I don't know, it's, I don't know, I guess maybe, I guess I say that I'm over it, but I still, I think, struggle with it sometimes. And that's part of where I still struggle, is the idea of, like, talking about it. And that's why I do, but struggle with the how. Yeah, on the topic of the don't want to be known for this is, seeing the Yeah, I guess that's why I also, like, I don't always bring it up, but I'm also, again, I just try to continuously be authentic, continuously try to be transparent, and talk about things. One of the things that I'm always careful about is when I talk with people and I'm open about things is I'll ask questions of viewers, but I'm always careful about saying, like, you know, I'll ask a question and state, you know, if you're willing to share. Because no one should have to disclose anything that they don't want to talk about or that they don't want to say. And I'm the same way. Like, I don't have to say anything I don't want to say, and I don't have to share anything I don't want to share. But I try to be open and honest as much as possible and as much as I want to share. There's obviously things I'm not going to, like, that's just how it is. Like, I try not to disclose the name of my partner until he feels like that's something he wants to talk about or that he feels that he wants to be known about. I'm obviously not going to be like, here's my address, because that's full of danger. I only talk about the region where I live, but not the specific location. So it's just like common sensey stuff, but yeah, I mean, but even still, like, there's certain things that you could absolutely just, like, because I'm also published, I'm already on the YouTube prior to all of this, having been for a company that I worked for. And as a published author for other things. So, like, to a certain extent, like, I'm already out there. So it's a matter of, like, to what extent and how easily. It's sort of a matter of time. I've tried to do some scrubbing to clean stuff up. No problem. It was wonderful talking to you too. You take care. I look forward to seeing your stream in the future. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Alrighty, let's see what messages we've got. Cleaning the lab, that's gonna be a gift. Attention flag. Mochi Miles. It's me, whatever, enjoy more stuff, that's another gift. And from Bob, it's gonna be gift. That's pufferfish. Well, I suppose it's not really a short stream now. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. What do we have for crafting? So I still need prismaplorts and cotton plorts, slime fossils, tabby plorts, 40 of those. So let's go see what I got for tabbies. And crystal. For crystal plorts, I needed veg, right? Because they need the onions. So let me go see if I got some odd onions and carrots due. Apparently not. Oh, wait, that's right. I had those second and third plots in the back. Maybe they're ready for harvest. Look at that. Tons ready. Onions. Onions. Chock full of carrots, though. One thing I miss, although I don't know if that was something I added or if that was something actually in the game, was the back teleport that takes you to the front. Because I don't remember if that was something I put in the first one or something that was just part of it. Okay. And that is going to be... yeah, this way. Whoa. Where are you going, candy roost, candy chicken, candy hen? No escaping. Nope. That's the wrong way. Isn't it? No, that is the correct way. Great. Alright, hopefully that's enough of the crystals. I don't know if that's going to be enough of the tabbies, though. Whoosh. That was an interesting bit of lag. Not sure why that was there. All right. Okay, so I still need 10 more tabbies. And I'm good on crystals. But that is gonna wrap us up for today. Well, this morning. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you this evening. You all take care.